Morning, we're back on the X19 at the minute. Spoke to the customer. The customer explained the situation, said we've got it running, but it's not running properly. The carb, it does need setting up, it does need rebuilding. So, I pulled the top off the carb, obviously, the filter box, and spoke to him, and he's given us the go-ahead to pull the carb off. We'll clean it, and I'm going to strip it, see what parts I need to put into it. I'm going to put new gaskets all the way through it, I think, and give it a good clean out, make sure it's all hunky-dory, because there is something wrong with it, it's not running properly. Pipes off, and then hopefully I can get a spanner in and do near it, just pull the whole carb off. Move me a cup of tea going. Gotta have a cup of tea. Cup of teas are important. Whole British Empire is built on cups of tea. And this should, famous last words, ooh, just lift off like that. Look at that. So I'm gonna drain the fuel out of it, and then go over and throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Go over there right now. Ooh. Ready for this. Let's put this in there. Carbs with the ultrasonic cleaner. You can see it's not perfectly clean, but it is a lot cleaner. Depending on what it's like when I get it apart. This side's much cleaner, much nicer. Depending on what it's like when I get it apart, I might be able to blast it, but I don't know yet. I haven't decided. So first job's first. Pull the top off and have a look inside. It's okay, I'm not going to pull apart the automatic choke, so that's working, it's working well. I've got the bits to do it if I ever need to, but I don't need to right now. Everything else is hunky-dory, so in the case of if it's not broke, don't fix it. Don't fix it. Save the customer money. So the next job is to get that clicked back on as the car. But yeah, she's back together, just about ready to go. Woohoo! Well, I've got the pipes back on for the automatic choke. Got the airbox top back on. I haven't got the filter lid back on yet. I just want to see if it'll crank. So let's see. I've got the battery on charge. I'll get the keys for it because the keys are out at the minute, and we'll go and get the cranking out a bit to get some fuel pumped up into the float ball and see how she'll fire up. Exciting times. Well, I've just started, so I'll just top the water up. I had this bottom pipe off just so I could make sure that it was bled up, and there's definitely water into the automatic choke now. I can even feel it slightly warm. So let's see how she goes. Sorry about the noise, got a big compressor on again. I am going to invest in a media mod, which gives us a better mic, and I'm also going to invest in a new tripod, which gives us more film time, which is handy. Just all money, you know. Whew. All be worth it in the end. Let's see if this will fire up there. Fuck, I'll do the car. Yep. Zulekia. Why did you? I don't like how fast you revved up there. I think the first thing I need to do is I just retard the timing very slightly. If I can, see if that helps the start up being really fast. Because that's scary. As you saw, I revved up to try to rev up there, but 4 grand. I don't like that at all. So let's see if I can get it to start up better now. No. I think I need to do some investigating. Yeah, I'll come back to you when I've figured it out. And I'll let you know what it is. Got some news. So, I checked it over again. And I can't, the throttle linkers are alright. But I think it's again come back to this automatic choke. I've pulled the air top off because when I manually opened the choke up and set it so the choke was open, it started and ticked over lovely. It was a little bit low, it was ticking over at about 1000 RPM, which for a warm tick over will be fine, but from a cold tick over it wouldn't do it. As soon as I knocked the choke back on, straight back up to 5 grand, which is terrifying on a cold engine. Yeah, so now I'm just adjusting this so it knocks this set screw here, so it knocks the cold idle back down again. And then once I get it, I'm going to point it most of the way out, so it's as low as it can be, and then set it while it's running, or I can get it running, so it comes back up to a nice idle speed. Let me show you this. So this is the throttle linkage. It comes through the cable from the throttle pedal in the car through this linkage here onto this linkage, which then when you open it you can see it runs open, and this is on a, I think it's on a cam with a hole in the end, so when it gets warm, that locks itself out and it can allow full travel to this. But I think this is the being a problem. So let's see how she runs now. Like, let's keep going at that, get that wound out and see how she goes. So on all the way out, so that's as far off as it can go. I maybe got a tiny little bit more. I've got some thread. I've got one thread run at the end. Let's give her a turn of the key. Oh. Look at that, man. I also need to set the mixture screw as well, because that's only set from one turn out from the bottom at the minute. So I'll set that up as well once I get it slightly warm. Oh yes, we're getting somewhere. Finally! I've just been away, put some paperwork away. She's running lovely so far. She's got a nice idle tick over about 1500 RPM, which is, to me, is a lovely tick over for cold. She is warming up. I can feel it warming up now. Once I get her warm, I'll put the airbox back on and we'll get it timed up. Fingers crossed she starts again. I'm happy now. This thing's been baffling my head for weeks now. You know, the usual old car things. Timer light is on. I've got the battery hooked up to it. Got the on the number 1. Now I'm going to shine it down there. Get the thing running again. It should just start off the key now. So nice. When you've had a car that won't run at all, it's so nice when you just get it. Turn the key and watch you turn the key and it doesn't start now. It's not right at the minute, obviously. What is a bit advanced. Right? You won't be able to see, but I can see there. Let's have a look. I'll get it timed up, I'll come back here, because there's no point in me filming this bit, because you can't see it anyway. Well, I've set the tick over up to about 1100 RPM, and I've set the timer up with the timer light. I don't know whether you can see it or not. You can see the flash of the light. I'm going to show you, so... I don't know. I'll have to come back and I'll have to see if that works in the video, but if not, the little white mark that I made on the pointy bits and the white mark I made on the crank pulley is lining up lovely. Just ticking over, much better. I still need to set the idle, set screw, not the idle set screw, or wind that back off a minute once I get it warm. And I still need to set the mixture. I think I've set that at 3 or 4 out at the minute, just so it's not lean, it's not rich, it's sort of in the middle. And I'll get it warm and see what colour the plugs are. It's fine, we're getting somewhere, woohoo! Right, now I've got it up and running. I'm going to change that fuel filter. That was the problem I wasn't happy with to start with, so this fuel filter's getting changed. Right here. Again, come from Taylor's. I'm going to put a bit of new fuel pipe in from here into here, so it's not, because it's so tight into there, it's just pulling that straight across, which is just not happy. I'm just waiting for the new cam belt, which will be here tomorrow. Get that on and then take it all back together. And it should be just about ready to go. And take it out on the road test it, obviously make sure I get it hot, make sure it runs nice, and then I can give a customer a shout and get them all back doing, and he can take this little car away to play. Winner. So you can see this bit's really tight, obviously so tight it's pulling this across. The fuel filter doesn't look dirty, but it's split doing there in the back, and also it's not supposed to be shaped like a banana. I'll cut, because this is 6mm step, so that's 6mm and that's 8mm. So I'll take the 6mm step off so it doesn't restrict flow, which hasn't been done on that one. I'll get that cut off in 2 minutes. Cut the end off so it's not restricting. I've gone in there, that nice and tight. Well, I couldn't find the fuel pipe I was thinking of, because the fuel pipe I was thinking of was 10mm, which is too big, doesn't fit. So I got some of this, which is some old stainless steel braided hose, which I've had for years. It was when I was building the Fiesta, I used this, and it actually does a really nice job here, because it's stronger and it's got some protection, it gives you a nicer flow as well, a nicer radius, instead of it being tinked, which is a bit of a winner. Actually, that works quite nice, because the fuel filter is hidden under the intake for the air intake, and then you just see a nice little bit of stainless steel braided hose just poking out, just so you know it's nice. Things like that, the little things in builds make the difference. You see, I've always said in a build, it's the details that make the build. I don't care how good the build is if you got a £1,000 splitter on, but then if you're holding it on with mild steel rusty self-tappers, it's crap. But you could have a cheap splitter on, which does the job, with some nice anodized fittings and stainless steel bolts, and it just finishes it lovely and it stays right. There's too many half-arses around, as I would say. I'll come outside with the noise there, but you can see there the gap, because it's been bananaed, it's pulled the top off the fuel filter. You can see in the back of there, that's supposed to be the clean spot, so it's been able to suck crap through the filter, because the filter's not been attached. So one of those things. Good job done now though. Should we see if it'll start? So I'll just put the fuel filter on, and obviously you can see it's cold. Cold, there's what's manifold, yes, cold. Fingers crossed, because this thing's done my head in. Oh, beautiful. Well, I'll make that do for this video. So it's up and running, everything's back together, fuel filters in, new fuel pipes in, got the fan duct in for the cooling fan for the carb when it gets too warm, and that's pretty much it for now. I'm waiting for the air filter to come tomorrow, and then I'll put that in as well. Makes sense to do while it's apart. And then also I'll be putting the cam belt on, because this one is old. It's not damaged, or it doesn't look old, but when it's 26-year-old, you might as well change it. So yeah, especially when it's down this far. It seems tough not to, but yeah. Like, subscribe, you know, all the usual things that YouTubers say. Yeah, if you're enjoying the content, let us know, give us a thumbs up, give it a like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit little bell as well if you enjoy the content. Hope you're well, and we'll see you in a bit.